Now Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he is trying to start a new society, a new way to pretty much run his world or his kingdom. And he really trying to establish himself as a ruler. And they tired of hiding behind the shadows. But before they come out and show themselves, they want to get complete control of the people. See, they don't want to have the people thinking it's a democracy. They trying to transform it back from the democracy to a monarchy. Because see, the democracy had the people thinking that they run the governments and they run the countries and the other pretty much societies, but they don't. See, the so-called white man and his elites that run their money system, they control everything. That's why they got the strongest military and they call all the shots. So when you go into Revelations, it identifies these red dragons in chapter 12 and tells you that pretty much they gonna deceive the whole world. And these red dragons, these Edomites, these so-called white peoples who are red, they gonna see that they plans that they plan is starting to become harder and harder to accomplish, and it's starting to look like they're not going to be able to accomplish them. So they hurry up and try to do what they're going to try to do, seeing that they got a short period of time. Because they also going to try to get total control of the people, where if somebody try to check their hand or come against them, they'll easily be able to identify them, track them, and eliminate them. And so that's why verse 17 of chapter 12 of Revelation, they start to war against those individuals who have the spirit of prophecy. Now, in chapter 13 is a wonderful chapter in Revelation because it identifies these red dragons, and it identifies the United States of America. Because in verse 10, this Revelation 13, verse 10 say, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity." So it identifies who. It gives you a starting point to identify who this beast is going to be. It's going to be the people that was pushing captivity on the Israelites. See, then or captivity in the world at all, they're the only ones that had a mass colonization campaign of putting people into captivity during the Atlantic slave trade, to be specific. Now, verse 11, that was verse 10. Now, the next verse in verse 11, it tells you that this is a two-horn kingdom. It's two kings. Horns stands for kingdom. And it says it speak like the dragon, because the red dragon in the previous chapter, see, but the red dragon had 10 horns. But this is going to be 2 horns. So 2 horns is going to rule over all the other horns that's on that dragon. But these 2 horns, they speak, they act like a lamb. I'm gonna say it like that. Is because it say two horns like a lamb. The beast had two horns like a lamb. And so when you look at a lamb, the lamb got two horns. But at the same time, a lamb is being innocent. Like when you listen to a British person talk, it seems like they're innocent. They come off as like they're innocent because they move like a serpent, like a snake. But so then when you jump down, it talk in verse 13 of Revelation 13, it talks about that this same beast made fire come down from heaven. And we know that's the nuclear missiles. So you get to 14, it say, and deceive them that dwell upon the earth. So this beast deceived everybody that dwell upon the earth. Just like they was doing back when they was calling themselves Romans. See, the Greeks had a massive rulership, then the Romans had a massive rulership, but they was all Edomites, man. This dragon, that's why in verse 4 it says, and they worshiped the dragon which gave his power to the beast. They the same power. Ain't no dragon gave no power to no beast. It's not, no. The beast and the dragon are the same individuals. It's just they in the same area, and it's the same people, the same nation. As time went on, and they start calling themselves different names, which Psalms 49 and 11 tells you they call themselves after their lands. They don't go by the name Edomites. They're not going to use their original name. And anyway, verse 15, Revelation 13, it say, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So pretty much whoever didn't follow along with what they say, they gonna pretty much destroy them. Verse 16 talks about he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Now what you gonna do with this right hand? 17 gonna let you know. And that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark. So you ain't gonna be able to buy nothing. If you ain't got this mark that he called you to put in your right hand, you ain't gonna be able to buy nothing, man. That's a clear sentence and statement. You don't have to dig into that too many times, especially when you seeing it is manifesting on the earth all over the place. See, when you go to Habakkuk and Obadiah, it's dedicated to these red dragon Edomites. And Habakkuk chapter 2 talks about, I think in verse 6 talks about the clay, or how this man is pretty much in debt. It breaks down how this man is in debt, and that's how his he gonna have to try to save his so-called kingdom, because the debt that he's increasing is gonna cause him to change what he's doing. That's another reason why he's gonna focus on this buying and selling. Then you're gonna have a great famine that's coming. The great famine gonna cause a lot too, considering how that's dealing with money, and people he gonna hoarder and have access to food. If you got a kingdom and this is your kingdom, you running the kingdom, you not finna have no famine because you issuing out the food. You in the control of the food. That's why Deuteronomy 28 and 48 is talking about that the Israelites would be punished under a nation, and they would go to this nation for food, clothing, shelter, and the want of all things. So they gonna have to go to this man for the want of all things when the famine come, and he gonna have. That's why he's setting up this situation, and it's Yahweh setting up the situation at the end of the day, because Psalm 17 and 13 say he is the sword of the Lord. So this is the sword that the Lord is setting up. You, especially for the 2/3 who, like Lamentations 4, say they were looking for a nation to save them. They thinking that these people can save them, and they rejecting that the Most High is the only one that can save them. They rejecting that. They saying we can save ourselves by depending on the so-called white man. See, in his system. So he gonna use this system as a trap for these 2/3. Oh, we let me make a great famine where there ain't no food nowhere, and the only place you can get it is from the so-called white man, who is your enemy. See, and then that's gonna let me see who was with me and who is against me, who trusts in man and who trusts in God. It's a clear situation. And so that's what these people ain't gonna know. They gonna go along with the whole system, thinking that everything is all right, because this man don't come harshly. He come very so-called nice. He done made it to where this nice thing is a common situation. He come like a lamb. So they gonna move like a lamb when they coming, but they talking like a dragon because it's all deception. But let me get a precept to show you how this man gonna come. He not coming roaring like a lion. Proverbs 26 and 25, it say, when he speak fair, see, he speak like a dragon. When he speak fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. See, he got abomination in his heart. He finna trick somebody. And so that's how he operates, man. He gonna tell you that this is gonna be a better situation for the tragedy that's happened. It's gonna be a solution. That's the better way to say it. This is gonna be the solution for the situation that you find yourself in. And you need to follow him. But the Most High done set it up where if you don't believe this word, you finish. You is thoroughly gonna be destroyed, because the word made it plain and simple. He got people from your nation to talk a language that you can understand, and it's not hard. Then he got other people that he broke it down to and opened up the understanding to tell you also again. So there ain't gonna be no excuses. See, ain't gonna be no excuses. Then let me get the I want to show this, and hopefully my Bible is the only thing. Let me show this one. This is in Ecclesiasticus, and so the Apocrypha, chapter 13 and 6. Look at what this say. It say, if he have need of you, he will deceive you and smile upon you and put you in hope. He will speak to you fair and say, what do you want? Verse 7, he said he will shame you by his meats. See? You're going to be wanting to eat something because it's going to be a famine. And he going to act like he got exactly what you need. But I'm going to leave it there, man. These red dragons, they setting up the situation for these 2/3, and they're going to fall right into the trap. But we know that he the devil, and we know not to trust anything he got going on. And so I'm going to leave it there. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elects, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves scattered around the globe. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.